Hello all. This time I want to show you a mod for the Cetus printer, and this mod is for the Z-axis. It's to stabilize the Z-axis because it's just fixed on one side, and this mod will fix it on the other side also. And I highly recommend this mod because I made this video last weekend, and since then I'm printing a lot with these mods. And I did not made any good prints before and after, so I can compare them. But I have to say the prints after I installed these mods, I really think the finish of the sides are better. It's lesser, you see not so much artifacts, and yeah, you will see. But it's all in all, I think it's a very good mod. It's easy, very easy mod, nothing big on it. So yeah, I made this video last weekend, and I made the big mistake to record the videos. It's two videos. The other video is a different thing. I will show you down there. I made a big mistake. I record them with the Logitech original software, and that was not a good idea because the other video was 45 minutes long in recording time, and after I recorded and everything, I tried to load them up into my video editing software, and it just said I can't read this video. And I tried different software, and they had all problems with that video. So I had to make a big thing. I had to play them back because I just found one program who wants to play it back, and I record it from this screen again. So the video quality is not that good. And yeah, next time I have to make a table free for this because I made it on the floor, and that's also not the best idea because I'm not very used to make something in front of a camera. So you will see a lot of my arm right before the lens, or my head before the lens, but I hope it's good enough so you see what I want to show you, and you understand what I show you. Okay, so let's start. And one thing, I also write it down on the video, you will see it. I talk about the length of the screws you should use at one point. I said 22 millimeters. I highly recommend that you use 25 millimeters long screws, especially for the one who's coming from the top and you have to fix the feet on. It's much easier and it's good enough for that. It's not too long, so it works fine. So let's start. Okay. This time I want to show you something that is for the Z-rod, to stabilize the Z-rod, and yeah, and I printed it out. It's like this. I hope it's sharp enough. I'm using autofocus now since the last video didn't get sharp. So you need this one, and you need 3 of these also printed out. They look like this when you printed them. Let me see if I can show you. And you need some M4 nuts for it. And these are M4 nuts with a lower profile, so they're not that thick. I will also set some printed files open for normal screws, but normal nuts, but I would recommend to use these one. So you just put them in, and now these have to go in here. So there's a little problem because we have here, don't know if you see it right now, we have here 2 screws that blocks. These screws are holding this stepper motor. So we have to remove these screws. That's not a real big deal. because this motor is firmly up, and so it's not a problem. So what I'm doing now is I try to remove the screw. It won't come out. Not that easy. Now you see here a bit, this motor is now loose. Okay. So these nuts, I hope they fit now. They should fit. If they not fit, I have to stop the video and have to print them again. Let me see it. I test them on the... Yes, they fit. Good. Okay, they fit so good they slide out easily, but that's not a problem. Just hold them down. Next one, put them in, and the next one, put them in. Okay, this one don't want to fit. Maybe the screw is not put in well enough. Okay, now it fits. Now putting this screw in already. And fixing the stepper again. There's nothing you can disalign at this time, at this stage. So just fixing that back in. So this is done. Now you need some M4 screws. And I hope clearly, come on. So, and these M4 screws you need are 12 millimeters long. This is what I'm going to use next. Like you see, I already removed the cover from the electronics just to make sure that I'm getting to these holes easily. These are the two holes I'm using to fix this. But for now, I want to get these aligned. So let me see this. Okay. It's not funny because this is the first time I'm doing this. So I'm not really well prepared. Let me see that I got the right tool for it. Yeah. So these holes are not perfectly round, so they have a bit play on it. This is to make the adjustment a bit easier. So now let's see how easy it is to get these screws on it. Well, come on. It's so clearly. Wait a second. Yeah, sure. I like that in front of the camera. What I'm doing now is I'm putting this way so I can move them up a bit. pull them in. So, yeah. So this should work now. Okay. Like you see, this is easily movable. And I'm going to tighten them a bit and lose them again. So, the next part, and something I forgot, is you have here an M3 nut. These M3 nut, how should it be? Should go in there. So it is a good idea to make these before you do this stuff I did right now. Now let's see if I can get it. Yeah, okay. So the next I'm gonna need is an M3 22 millimeters. They could be a little bit longer. That's not a problem. But at least 22 millimeters. So what I'm going now is try to fix that with my hand. Go here to this hole, this is free. Trying to bring in now I don't have the right tool. So that's not so easy. Let's see if this worked out. Yes. Put that back in. Fix this. And lose it again. The next thing, because I want to fix it with two holes, I need to remove this feet. I didn't check. Oh, I really hope that the autofocus will work. Okay, the feet is away and the screw is away. We don't need both of them. So the next thing, another M3 screw, 22 millimeters, and at this time it would be really good if it's just 22 millimeters. If it's longer, you have a little bit of problem. I show you in a minute. This with the washer comes into the second hole from the top. Now it's a bit tricky. I hope it grabs alright the point. And it looks like, maybe I'm not sure. Yeah. So this I'm losing also a bit. So what I'm doing the next thing, I'm fixing these just a bit tighter. When I have done this, I'm going to fix these one and these one a bit tighter. When I'm done with that, I can fix these now really tight. So, and now I will try. You maybe see already. Let me see that this wiggle is much lesser than before. But at this moment, I want this. So I'm going to lose this screw here a bit. So, lose this screw a bit. So, and now I will see that I'm pushing this just a tiny, for me, because I saw that this alignment wasn't very good. If all is aligned very nice, you just have to tighten all these screws and it's fine. But for me, this alignment wasn't very good. So I try now to push this just a tiny bit. You see it moves there. And fasten the screw as far as I can. Going down. Fasten the screw as far as I can. Okay, there's the screw I've lost. So now it does not move anymore, and I made these a bit in this direction, so it's easier to fine-tune this with that. Whew. Okay, this was the installation of this one. The only thing, and this is something I'm not going to do now on the video, because it is a bit tricky and it will get me swearing and all this. This feet has to be fixed again, and on this one, like you see there, there's just the screw. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to use a nut to fix this. This is very tricky. I tried it before. This is very tricky, but it is possible. If you have really a problem with that, just glue this thing back on this place. This is completely fine. So, one thing, while I have this cover open, and how you open it, I will show you now when I'm fixing it. So let me just put the cover back in, and you see now this is the cover. You have two plugs. This one plug is the power plug. This is going, but you will see it if you open it. This is coming from here. I'm putting back in here. These are just going one way, so you can't put it any wrong. And this one comes into here. It would be fine if it fits there. So everything is okay. I'm putting this down here. So, and now I'm going to fix it again. These are the screws, the 4 screws I used. And this is not a big deal, because there are just 4 of these screws on the bottom, so you can't remove some screws that end up and losing something you don't want to lose. Oh, come on. This should be a little bit easier now. Was clearly, when you're doing it in the front of a camera, don't want to work as easy. Wait a second. Let me see something. No, I'm doing it the right way. There's no big deal. Ah, there it is. There it is. Loosening up this screw again. Maybe I have to pull it a bit this way. Yes. There it is. There it is. Like every screw thing, you should not fasten the screws before every screw is in. So this is the thing so far. Like you see, this is more stable. You can't see it right now, but you will feel it right if you install it, that this is much more stable than it was before. So okay, that was this part.